Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and kittens, welcome back to the podcast. Thank you. This is stuff, today's video, man. I usually cover this during the live streams, but I've had internet issues, and I love that I spend $500 a month on internet, and my upload speed is right around right around 2. So that's not good, and we can't do the live stream. So I'm gonna break this apart in a video, and what I'm doing here is I'm covering the Cosmos Dexes. I think it's important, critical right now, that you earn tokens, that the money that you have in crypto is earning more money. If it's not, I think you're selling yourself short. Not telling you what to do, just showing you what I do. So for this video, we're taking apart 4 of the Dexes that I actually have money in, and I want to give you my reasoning for them. So we will be getting into that right after this. Again, I think it's critical that you earn tokens right now, and you have all the tools that you need to do so. And most of them are sitting over there on Cosmos as far as bang for your buck. So I thought we would just take it apart and let's see. Let me show you where my money is, and I want to give you my reasoning for it. So we're going to start right here with Osmosis. Now, I'll admit I probably have too much sitting over here in Osmosis. The big worrisome number is sitting right there. That's money that I do not have working for me right now. It's sitting in a lot of it's sitting in USDC. I don't think we're at the bottom yet. I'm waiting for it. When we get there, I'm going to go ahead and just push all this in. But right now, I have it just kind of sit there idling, and it's bothering me. But Osmosis is a great DEX, man. This is the communication hub and transfer hub of effectively uh, just tons and tons of big level ones. You can see them over here in the assets. If you go breaking this down, open it up, you can see that there are just piles and piles and piles of level ones that you can come over here and trade with. That's kind of why I spend my time over here. And the APRs are good. They APRs are very good. They're not the best anymore, but I'm actually seeing this as a positive because Osmo also has an inflation problem. They put out a lot of tokens, and the higher these APRs are, better for you, worse for the token because there's still not a pile of use case over here. It's picking up though. And if you come to pools, anybody can do this, by the way. You ain't going to watch my videos for this. But if you come over here and you start breaking it down, this is what I'm looking for now. And this is actual money. This is what's being earned on this DEX over a 7-day period. These are swap fees. Swap fees are great because they're yours. If you are LPing on this DEX, the money goes to you. You're providing the liquidity, so you're going to be getting that 0.3%. It's by percentage. I'm not going to do the math, but I'm sure you can figure it out. I like that Adam Osmo is actually leading the pack. That's the big pool over here. You can see they got about $73 million worth of liquidity sitting there. I'm not super heavy in it, but that's only because of that right there. I like the pool. I want to stay in the pool, but if I can do better, I'm going to, particularly right now. The market has been flat, and in a flat market, I'm going to chase larger APRs in good products. I won't blindly, I'm not going to do the crow thing. I'm not just going to jump in because it's a big APR. I want to know that it's a good product. So I'm starting to like these numbers here. I'm liking what I'm seeing. I like that EVMOS is taking off so well. I just started pushing into EVMOS, but I'll be putting in more. I like what they have going on. So this is Osmo kind of in a nutshell. Why I like it. There's a lot of action. There's a lot of activity. They have a lot of big plans coming up. They're going to be introducing advanced trading features, filler kill, stop loss. They're going to be implementing all of these things in a decentralized fashion, expecting it about Q3. And when they do that, they're going to be getting even more action. Every time one of these central exchanges fail, looking right at you, Celsius, looking right at you, Voyager. more action is going to be coming out to the decentralized exchanges. Now, they had one big problem with Osmosis last month. The chain was down for almost 5 days. They made a big blunder uh, in a in a rollout, and people were just harvesting uh, liquidity off from this thing. I mean, it was to the tunes of millions and millions of dollars, and sadly, it was a couple of their own validators that were doing it. So I got stuck. So for 5 days, I had effectively $500,000 on here that I couldn't do anything with. That is concerning. That is extremely concerning. It was a good wake up call for me. Diversify, diversify. So that's Osmo. That's why I enjoy this one. Very easy to use, very easy to get around with Kepler. So I recommend it. Let us move on to Sift Chain. Now, Sift Chain, if you guys have followed the channel, you know I'm a fan. You know that I enjoy uh, taking advantage of what Sift Chain's offering. Now, they had one hell of a ride, and I could break out the price, but I'm sure you're familiar with it, man. This thing went up big and it went down big. I lost millions of dollars on this, but still believe in the product. Uh, they're beta, all right. They're still not quite a fully functioning Dex the way that they envision it, meaning with Peggy 2, margin trading, so forth. But one of the advantages of Sift Chain is that you are trading in native Ethereum tokens, native Cosmos, native Ethereum. It's a true omni-chain DEX. It was the first one. Now, I think they missed their window as far as advertising that, because that's a big deal. It was when they came out with it, but that's a big deal. Now they're going to be introducing margin trading, and look, this is gambling for people who don't feel enough of a rush just being in crypto. But they're going to be introducing margin trading. It's coming. Now, if there's one thing I believe about mankind, it's that we like to gamble. So I'm expecting an awful lot of action to come over to this Dex. They are starting to scale down their APR percentages. It's a good thing. It's a necessary thing. They have very high APRs, 70% and stuff, on tokens that effectively have no action whatsoever. The 24-hour trading volume, for example, for Aave, has been zero. But I'm still I just have a little bit in here, but I'm sure you get the point. I'm still collecting money on this. 71%, 71.94% on a pairing that has zero action whatsoever. So that's just Sift Chain just hemorrhaging money. They are continuing to pay me, and nobody's using it. That's use case. That's a problem. And I'd like to see a lot of these smaller unused pools. I'd like to see these go down very, very low and incentivize the pools that people are actually using, such as Rowan Ethereum, USDC, Atom, so forth. This is seems to be the direction that they're going, and I agree with that. It's necessary, man. If not, you're just going to inflate yourself out of existence. So I think it's absolutely necessary. They are doing the right thing. All the way spread across everything in here between all my balances. I have maybe 150,000, something like that. Down from several millions. So it's unfortunate, but you know what? This is crypto, baby, and this is what we do. So let's, you know what? I'm going to do Crescent next. I'm going to caveat by showing you my entire Crescent portfolio. That's what I got in it. $1.73. That's all that's left. This thing came with a bang, and in 3 days it went out with just a heroic collapse. I mean, that was bad. It was quick. It was bad. I'm not exactly sure why this thing is really still in existence. There's not a whole hell of a lot of pairings on here. The APRs are not tremendously well for the amount of risk that you're taking, even existing over here on Crescent Dex. Uh, I don't see anywhere on here where they're actually showing the use case, the action, how many people are actually utilizing this Dex. But based on the TVL up and down here, I want to say it's not particularly high. I'm sure they're Crescent farmers, and that's what you paid out for. Paid out with it with this is just purely in Crescent, but I just I don't see a whole lot of value. I don't see anything tremendously unique that Crescent is bringing over to here. Uh, with the exception of, I guess, of harvesting Cree, but I'm not really interested in it. Now, I'm not passing any moral judgment. I'm just saying this is not one that I really want to jump in. And when you're offering a pool, there's an Axelar pool of wrapped Ethereum and USDC through Axelar, and the total TVL is about 17 grand on that. One is with a 0% APR. I want to say not a lot of other people are taking a good look at this one. Now they did. I mean, you got it through Axelar, you can get it through Gravity Bridge. So there's lots of different ways to get the wrapped action on it, but apparently nobody's terribly interested in this. And it's honestly, it's only in crypto where we can see that's about $8 million worth of liquidity right there, and we can poo-poo it. It's like, it's just about $8 million. That's actually more than what's sitting on Sift Chain right now in the TVL, but I'm more bullish on Sift Chain, so go figure that one. It's fairly easy to use. I'm not going to break it down. It is fairly easy to use the Dex. If you're familiar with any of these things over here, you're going to be familiar with this one. If you'd like me to actually show you how to use it, leave a comment, and I'll go ahead and do a video on it. But that's Crescent. This one is more an alarm state for me than anything else. But I do want to. I don't want to leave anybody out. So there you go. There's Crescent. Now the one that's got me most interested right now is actually Juno. Juno is the one that's kind of got me. Juno swap has kind of got me a little bit excited. I'm just now starting to put money in, so we don't have a whole lot over here, maybe 10 grand. But I'm probably going to get that 10 grand up to about 100 grand and just really start putting the money to work. What I do like about it is that I have quite a bit of Juno staked. So I get a lot of Juno, and I don't want to just turn around and liquidate it. I want to actually put this to work. So I've been looking at their pools, and there's some nice combinations that you can put together here through Juno Swap to really maximize and leverage the APRs that you're getting on all the other dexes. So I started out nice and simply right here with Juno Raw. So all I did was take my Juno and I swapped it, half of it for Raw, and I went ahead and staked it blind. One of the things I like about this, I don't like the 14-day lock-in. I'm just kind of done with those. Sift Chain, no lock-in period whatsoever. There was never a lock-in on anything on Terra. But I understand the necessity. So I'm not crazy about it, but I do like that I can claim my rewards at any time. If you sit here and watch this little number right here, as we're doing this video, you're going to see that tick up. So it's every epoch, it's going to come up. It should. There we go. And you're collecting Juno, you're collecting Raw. Now, this one is nice and easy because if you are that hyper aggressive and just want to keep pushing it back in, you can just come over here to manage liquidity, claim your rewards, manage liquidity, add them in, manage staking 100%, boom, you're off and running. But I didn't want to do that with this one because I want to start utilizing multiple LPs and start building them up. So I'm taking the Raw from there. I'm going to start jumping Juno USDC for the same reason. This one pays me out in Juno. It pays me out in Raw. So it helps me build out multiple pools. And I'm going to be taking that and I'm pairing it up with the Osmo over here simply because I love that 203%. I don't believe in Raw. I'm going to come right out and let you know that one. I think it's going to be inflated to it's going to be pretty heavily inflated. But I have more than enough Osmo. That I never thought I'd say that, but I have more than enough Osmo. I collect right over here. I collect about 400 every day, and it's just too much for me to continue to push onto a single dex. Rule number 2: diversify, diversify. So I can take that Osmo, and I can pair it up right over here. So I could take the Raw that I'm earning from all of these other pools. I can pair it up with the Osmo that I'm getting over on Osmosis, and I can start dropping it right here for 203.6%, which also pays me in Raw. So the Juno that I'm collecting from these two pools, combined with the Raw that I'm collecting from these two, you can see how I can just start jumping all of these pools and continue to harvest the higher APRs. Now, this isn't going to last. It can't last. There is no way you can continue to pay out 193%. I don't know their funding. I don't know what's backing this thing, so I'm getting in very, very delicately. I will not commit to something like that. That's too high. But as long as it is that high, I'm going to take advantage of it because, again, bear market, take advantage of anything that you can. And this gives me an awful lot of insulation for all of the other crypto moves that I'm doing. I haven't put any of my own money into crypto in a long, long time. I've just been using what I already have in there and the APRs and the money that I'm generating on that. And I think it's important that you do that. We don't know where the bottom is. And I don't think we're even. I don't even think we're close to it yet. End of the month, Feds are going to raise interest rates another 3/4 point, and we're going to be right back down to 18,000 Bitcoin. So uh, you need to earn now while you can. This is a pretty good opportunity, in my opinion. Not financial advice. You can see it on the side. But this is kind of what I'm doing, and these are the four dexes that three dexes, because I'm not getting on Crescent. These are the three dexes that I'm utilizing. Uh, yeah, I guess take anything I say with a grain of salt, but I'm not telling you how to spend your money, but I am showing you how I'm spending mine. I will be getting heavier into Juno swap because I'm a Dex leech. So when you're offering me a really, really good deal, I'm going to hit it hard. I'm going to pull as much of it out as I can, and I'm probably going to move along. Not because I don't believe in your product, but because I've been burned way, way, way too many times on Dexes. So I'm only really jumping into the very high TVL Dexes, and Juno Swap's not quite there yet. But as long as they're going to be offering me this, I'm going to take advantage of it. So that's all we have on this one today, guys. I hope you got some takeaways. If you have any questions or comments, please drop them below. Need to get a hold of me directly, Scott at ThePodocasts.com. I answer every email, and I'm happy to talk. With that being said, hope you enjoyed this one. Until next time, please stay safe. Please be smart with your money. Cheers.